Waters are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
But earlier at about 7 a.m., a group from the Coast Guard.
Today on Rappler.
Let justice be done, though the heavens fall.
The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee and the Ombudsman recommend plunder charges against senators involved in the pork barrel scam.
We have to assert our rights.
The Philippines military chief tells China we will not bow to bullies. And Australia says the hunt for the missing Malaysia Airlines plane could be long and frustrating. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. The chair of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee announces the result of its probe on the pork barrel scam hearings. Senator T.G. Guingona says his report recommends the filing of plunder charges against 3 senators, former heads of government agencies, and the alleged mastermind of the corruption scandal. Jaene Zaplan reports.
For months of denial,
Hindi ko pa alam po.
mudslinging,
Anak ng teteng, yan ba ang daang matuwid?
and counter-allegations,
naman na para kay Dennis mukhang it's more fun outside the Philippines.
the Senate probe into the pork barrel scam reaches a conclusion. In a surprise move, Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman T.G. Guingona releases his report into the biggest corruption scandal in recent history.
Natuklasan natin na ang pera ng bayan na pagplanuhan. May ginawang plano. At para mapatupad yung plano, nagkaroon ng sabwatan.
The chairman says the accused orchestrated an elaborate scheme to channel development funds to fake Napoles NGOs and split the loot.
Another sign of sophistication is that they have a voucher system to prove that the lawmakers have in fact received their kickbacks. May color coding pa. White, yung para sa original ledger ng mambabatas. Yellow, para sa accounting. Yun kay Ben Herlo yun. At yung pink voucher para sa lawmaker. So nakita natin, grabe talaga ang nangyari. Pinagplanuhan, pinagkaisahan, at pinagpasasaan.
It's a double whammy for the 3 senators, with the ombudsman announcing the same findings just minutes after Guingona's press briefing. Estrada says the timing is sinister.
Clearly, kami po ang pinagplanuhan, pinagkaisahan, at naging biktima na sa buwatan dito para lamang magpapogi ang imahe ng ilan naming kasamahan sa Senado. It is a very, very well synchronized April Fool's Day operation.
Estrada reiterates his colleagues prejudged and used the investigation for their political plans in 2016. Revilla's lawyer says he will appeal the ombudsman decision. But for some senators, the findings are controversial but necessary.
Dapat ang ikaso sa kanila kung anong pinakamataas, no, in terms of both the crime and penalty. Because you cannot set an example kung ibe-baby mo yung mga kasama mo just because kasama mo sila. Mabigat talaga yung haharapin ng tatlo kasi hindi nila mapaliwanag bakit ganung kalaking pondo ang paulit-ulit na nilagay sa mga foundations and then hindi naman dumating sa mga beneficiaries.
Other senators will get a copy of the report for their endorsement. But beyond Senate politics, the filing of plunder cases is a step to ensure that thieves do not escape accountability even if they sit in this high office. Jaene Zaplan, Rappler.
Senate President Frank Drilon, though, clarifies the report is not an official Blue Ribbon Committee report. It isn't official yet at this point. He says it's only a recommendation of Senator Guingona. Drilon says the signature of a majority of the members is needed to make this official. Some senators, like Coco Pimentel and Bam Aquino, say they neither saw nor signed the report before Guingona's press conference. Senator Nancy Binay criticized Guingona's move, saying he should have consulted the committee members before announcing the results of the probe. After 6 months of investigation, the Ombudsman will file plunder charges against the first set of people involved in the pork barrel scam. The Ombudsman says there's probable cause to file plunder cases against Senators Bong Revilla, Juan Ponce Enrile, and Jinggoy Estrada for misusing government funds from 2007 to 2009. The three are accused of siphoning their pork barrel funds to the fake non-governmental organizations of alleged scam mastermind Janet Limnapoles in exchange for kickbacks. Revilla allegedly received kickbacks worth 242 million pesos, Enrile 183 million pesos, and Estrada 172 million. Assistant Ombudsman Asriman Rafanan says the three senators, quote, took undue advantage of their positions. 7 others will be charged with plunder. Alleged mastermind Janet Napoles, her nephew John Ronald Lim, Napoles' driver bodyguard John Raymond de Asis, self-confessed bagman Ruby Tuason, Revilla's chief political staff Richard Cambe, Enrile's former chief of staff Gigi Reyes, and Estrada's former appointment secretary Pauline Labayan. For our social media post of the day, Senator Jinggoy Estrada says the findings of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee felt like an April Fool's joke. How do our readers feel? Well, Maxwell Jan Alvarez says, not good enough. This only covers the side of the Senate that isn't part of the ruling party. What about administration senators and congressmen who also have questionable PDAF disbursements? Rainer von Maunka says there's no worse spat to the justice system than thieves persecuting other thieves because they're from opposing political parties. Alleged pork barrel queen Janet Limnapoles is transferred from Fort Santo Domingo in Santa Rosa, Laguna to the Hospital ng Makati Monday night. Makati City Police Chief Manuel Lucban says Napoles is confined in a small air-conditioned room with its own bathroom.
Masasabing private room dahil dito po sa OSMAC, lahat po dito ay open for public talaga. Hindi talaga, walang exclusive na binabayaran, kung hindi kung ano yung una na mabakante, dito ay binibigay.
Lucban says the Makati Police assisted and monitored Napoles during her transfer.
Security measures, ang gagawin po ng Makati Police dito ay mai-assist ang RPSB sa perimeter naman itong hospital, na masigurado natin yung ibang clients o yung ibang mga emergency cases sa constituent ng Makati ay maging regular naman at hindi maambala ng presence dito ni Mrs. Napoles.
Napoles will go through a medical workup period to see if she's healthy enough for surgery. A Makati court earlier granted her plea for treatment to remove a myoma in her uterus, citing her, quote, bad experience at a government hospital. Napoles asked to be confined at the more luxurious St. Luke's Medical Center in Taguig. The prosecution opposed St. Luke's. Instead, the court allowed her treatment at Hospital ng Makati. China questions the timing of a trip by Filipino journalists to the disputed Ayungin Shoal last Saturday. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Hong Lei says the trip was a build-up to the Philippines' filing of its written pleading Sunday that challenged Beijing's claims over the entire South China Sea. An international tribunal is hearing Manila's case against Beijing. Hong says the move is a, quote, provocation that shows the Philippines is pursuing its case to, quote, cover up its illegal occupation of China's territory and troublemaking in the South China Sea. He also warns about possible sanctions, but Philippine Armed Forces Chief General Emmanuel Bautista says the military is prepared to face the consequences.
The fact that we filed yung arbitration case natin, ibig sabihin, we should be prepared. Hindi naman pwede na we will bow to terror, di ba? Gusto niyo ba yon? We will bow to terror. Na pag tinako tayo, hindi na natin gagawin. We have to assert our rights.
Bautista also says it's China that has been provocative, referring to earlier reports that China blocked Philippine ships from approaching Ayungin Shoal to bring supplies to the soldiers stationed there. Australia says the hunt for the missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 could be long and frustrating. Despite an extensive search over the Indian Ocean, there's still no sign of the plane that vanished nearly a month ago. A new coordination center in Perth will oversee search operations, but retired Australian Air Chief Marshal Angus Houston says it's the most challenging search effort he has ever seen. Malaysia earlier said satellite data indicates the plane crashed in the Indian Ocean. An Australian vessel with a black box detector leaves Perth Monday to search for the flight data recorders. It's a race against time, as the signal from the black box will die in a week. The credibility of Malaysian officials takes another hit after it released the full transcript of conversations from the missing plane. On Monday, officials say the last words spoken by one of the pilots were, "Good night, Malaysian 370, and not the more casual, "All right, good night," originally reported. Angry Chinese relatives of the missing passengers accuse Malaysian officials of incompetence and even a cover-up. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, an Egyptian court rejects a bail plea by jailed Al Jazeera journalist Monday. Prosecutors say the journalist colluded with the Islamist movement of deposed President Mohamed Morsi and falsely tried to portray Egypt in a state of civil war. The trial sparked international outrage and fueled fears of a media crackdown. Media watchdog Reporters Without Borders urge officials to release the journalists, adding, "The authorities must stop invoking the fight against terrorism in order to persecute dissident journalists." The court adjourned the trial to April 10. At number 8, visitors flocked to the San Isidro Basilica in the city of Leon in Spain after historians claimed the ancient goblet found there was the Holy Grail. It's been known until now as the goblet of the daughter of Fernando I, King of Leon, from 1037 to 1065. Last week, 2 historians published a book identifying the cup as the mythical chalice of Christ's Last Supper. The Holy Grail is one of the most prized relics in Christianity, but in Europe alone, there are 200 supposed relics. And at number 10, Harry Potter fans can expect not just 1, but 3 mega movies for a spin-off. In September 2013, author J.K. Rowling confirmed a Potter spin-off was in the making called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's based on a book Rowling released in 2001. Fantastic Beasts features magizoologist Newt Scamander as the protagonist. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have gotten the most number of votes. These stories have affected our readers and viewers the most. If you take a look, you have the story Janet Napoles transferred to Makati Hospital. It's 12% happy, 71% angry. That red bringing out, let me give you 2 other red stories before we get to the main one. This one's affecting everyone on the internet in the Philippines and in parts of Asia Pacific. Damaged undersea cables affect internet in the Philippines and Asia Pacific. 47% angry, 24% annoyed. And you have the story that's gotten the most number of votes, kind of linked to what's happening with China. Chinese passengers surround block Cebu Pacific pilots in Kalibo. You can see it's a bit of an offshoot, 10% annoyed, 75% angry. That red, bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, April 1, 2014. It is April Fool's. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.